And it is a great pleasure to have joining us today two of the authors of this new cookbook that's out. I think a lot of you are going to get some interesting information out of it, particularly if you're either a vegan now or looking to become one. It's called Betty Goes Vegan, 500 Classic Recipes for the Modern Family. We're joined by Annie and Dan Shannon today by telephone. And Annie and Dan, thanks for joining us. How are you today?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're doing good. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, good to have a chance to chat with you for a couple of minutes there. When we had a chance to have you on, I wanted to talk to you because I don't know a lot about vegan cooking, and I guess a lot of people out there may not know as much either if you're not a vegan already, but just kind of thumbing through the book, I was surprised how many things you can make that sound like they may not be vegan, that look like they taste pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually exactly what we wanted to accomplish with the book. You know, we're both been vegans for a long time, you know, and there's nowadays there's a lot of really good vegan products available in, like, most grocery stores. You know, Walmart even has a lot of vegan products. But we wanted to create some recipes that show people how to incorporate those kinds of products into recipes that they are already familiar with, you know, the kind of stuff that you grew up with, right, like, you know, chicken pot pie or, you know, those kinds of classic family recipes, and show how to make vegan versions of it.
Yeah, see how little I know. I called it vegan. It's vegan. That's how you pronounce it. Vegan. I should know that.
Yeah, right. A little bit of it.
It happens all the time.
Have you both been vegans for a long time, or more recently, or how did you become vegan?
Well, we both been vegan when we were like teenagers, you know, back in like the 80s. So we've been vegan for a pretty long time. So yeah, we've been kind of happy to see like how much it's all changed though. I mean, like back when we went vegan, like, you know, nobody ever even heard of this, and like there wasn't really that great of products out and everything. But these days there's amazing like vegan cheese out there that melts, and there's, you know, really great tasting like veggie burgers and mock meat products, and so it's really great.
Is there a difference between being a vegan and vegetarian? It used to be the term vegetarian that you always heard. Is there a difference, or is that just a new term now, vegan?
Yeah, so a vegetarian, you know, obviously is someone who doesn't eat, you know, the meat from an animal, like beef or chicken or pork. But a vegan actually would take it one step further and also not eat animal byproducts, so dairy products or eggs. And so, you know, you're going to see soy milk, for instance, like in every grocery store. You can use soy milk in, you know, baking recipes or cream sauces, you know, anything you would use regular milk. You can replace eggs in baking recipes with applesauce, for instance, will kind of bind the ingredients together the same way that an egg would in a baked good, you know, a cookie or a pie. So, you know, yeah, we just wanted to kind of show how you can take a lot of these recipes and use these kind of tips and these products to change them up a bit.
Yeah, I want to ask you about that. Eggs is one thing, because in cooking, eggs is part of the whole chemical process. Milk, another one, but you talk about soy milk. That's made from the soybean, right? Is that where you get the milk from?
Yeah, that's right. You know, the soy is actually really like a versatile food in that it can kind of be made into a lot of different kinds of things. So you can make it into the soy milk, you know, you can see that in a lot of grocery stores. A lot of veggie burgers are made out of soy products, or sort of that soy protein instead of the meat protein to make something like a burger patty or a piece of chicken, for instance. They're not all soy-based, you know, others are, you know, based on wheat protein, wheat gluten, you know, which isn't good for gluten-free folks. But there's a lot of different options.
There's more than one place to get protein, then, obviously, than meat. So you can't get it. I knew you could get it from beans and that kind of thing. Wheat as well. I didn't know wheat had protein.
Yeah, I mean, there's also things like, I mean, there's obviously like nuts and all that. There's some vegetables out there that even have protein in them. You know, I mean, and you know, it's one of those things where you know, when you really look at like the nutritional makeup of like so many, like vegetables are just so diverse. You can use them in a lot of different ways, and they give you a lot of what you need.
Just kind of going through the book a little bit, you break it down into, you know, breakfast and lunch and dinner type of food. Let's start with breakfast. You have a whole series here on, you know, making waffles and pancakes, and I guess you kind of touched on it already, Dan, using applesauce for flour. Is that what you use to make pancakes and waffles?
Yeah, so, you know, you can replace the eggs with applesauce. You can replace the milk with soy milk. You know, a lot of those recipes, you know, and then mostly it's, yeah, like you said, it's some flour and some sugar and some, you know, fresh blueberries if you want to make the blueberry pancakes or chocolate chips. So, you know, those are pretty easy. Another thing we like to do for breakfast is tofu scramble, you know, so instead of scrambled eggs, you can scramble up like a silken tofu, put some seasonings and some spices in there, and that's really good. You know, we know a lot of people who aren't vegans necessarily when we go out, you know, when we meet people for breakfast or brunch, they'll order the tofu scramble because they really like it. They actually like it better than the scrambled eggs.
I know a lot of people probably out there that may not be vegans. They're going to say, well, that's all well and good. It might be healthier, but how about the taste? What do you tell those people? Can you make these meat meals, normally meat meals, taste like meat? I mean, does it taste pretty close to it?
We get pretty close. We use a lot of products like it's called Bragg's with amino acids. It's sort of a low sodium like soy sauce, and it's better for you. It also adds like a beefy flavor to a lot of like things like veggie burgers and stuff to make them just a little bit more juicy. We also use a product called Liquid Smoke, which is naturally, it's not actually like a chemical city product. It's something you can actually make pretty naturally. So we use a lot of products like that to sort of recreate the flavor of meat. But we also do, it's not just like direct substitutions. We also add like a little bit of olive oil to some recipes or other things like that to recreate like the fat runoff you could get from like real meat. And so if you're replacing like saturated fat with something a little bit more healthy, but it also helps you get like that texture, and like it helps with like when you make gravies and things like that. So we didn't just try to like recreate the flavor, but we also do it for like texture and like we also try to make things look like what we were making too. So like a lot of people eat with their eyes first, and
right.
We really wanted to make them happy as well.
Now, did you have to kind of get in the kitchen and test a lot of these recipes out just kind of make sure they work, or what was your process of putting the book together?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the book took 3 years, and it took 2 years just to go through the whole book and, veganize everything. And then it took another year to go through and, test all those recipes again and again and again. So, yeah, these recipes have been tested. They've been tested to death.
We've been doing a lot of eating over the past couple of years.
I'm just looking at some of the color pictures you have here in the dinner section. I tell you, this Caesar salad burger, if I didn't know this was a vegan cookbook, that looks like a piece of meat to me, a piece of beef, good ground beef. So whatever you're doing there, it looks good.
Yeah, I think like Andy said, the looks are important. What we want to do is show, because we know everybody, hasn't necessarily tried vegan food. It may seem kind of alienating or very, different than what people are used to. We wanted to create recipes that are sort of welcoming to people, people who have grown up eating, meat, they've eaten burgers and chicken or whatever their whole life. We wanted to show them that, the kinds of foods you can eat as a vegan are not, they're not that different from the stuff that you are used to. Some of the ingredients are going to be different. You might prepare it a little bit of a different way. But it's not all, quinoa and, lentil beans, We like that stuff too, but we wanted to show people the range of options that are available.
Is the movement growing? I mean, I don't know if the movement's the right word, but I mean, are more people going vegan, maybe not 100%, but maybe 1 or 2 meals a week? Have you seen that come about?
Yeah, we definitely see that. I mean, a lot of people, for them it's like 1 day a week or maybe one meal, But I've also known a lot of people who, maybe they started off as 1 day a week, and once they got it, they figured out how, easy it is and how it's not really, that big of a lifestyle change, but they actually, they're finding themselves losing weight or, their cholesterol going down. They're doing it more and more and more, And there's people, too. I mean, Bill Clinton, he went vegan, and, look how great he looks now. Compared to his, cheeseburger days,
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. There's a lot of people who are willing to give this a shot.
You can see it too in the variety of options that are available. You can go to a Chili's or a Ruby Tuesdays and they have a vegan burger on the menu. And I think pretty much every one of those restaurants around the country. You can go to Walmart. Not that we necessarily encourage people to shop at Walmart, but you can go to Walmart and get veggie burgers and soy milk. And that's just meeting consumer demand. That's just because people want to buy this stuff and they want to eat it. So I think it's growing every day.
That's a good point. And now you can see more of the vegan type food in the regular food stores, where in the old day, not old days, but a few years ago, you had to go to a special either a health food store to get it. So that's a good point. The market is there for it to be in the major chains now, food chains, right? Food store chains.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah. Well, it's a fascinating book to kind of thumb through. If folks out there want to get more information, I don't get the book. Do you have a website, Annie and Dan?
Yeah, our website is meettheshannons.com, and then the book's available for sale on Amazon.com, or you can get it at Borders or Barnes & Noble or your local bookstore.
Great. Again, it's called Betty Goes Vegan, 500 Classic Recipes for the Modern Family. Just kind of check out your website before you. You have a whole kind of health thing going there with going back to nature. You're doing good work.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Appreciate you joining us today, and hopefully we can talk to you again. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks so much for having us.